Carlton. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by
Deborah Rodriguez in New York. No mercy for Brittany Griner. A Russian court has rejected the WNBA All-Stars appeal of a 9-year prison sentence on drug charges. Griner spoke via video from a penal colony near Moscow.
I've been here almost 8 months, and people with more severe crimes have gotten less than what I was given.
Griner pointing out the injustice of her lengthy sentence, and the White House has just weighed in, calling the Russian court proceeding a sham. Pennsylvanians will be tuned in tonight when the two Senate candidates meet face-to-face in their only debate of the midterms. Republican Mehmet Oz is up against claims of carpetbagging. John Fetterman, the Democrat, recovering from a stroke in the spring. Our new CBS Battleground tracker puts Fetterman in the lead by just 2 points. Former Florida Governor Charlie Crist, now a Democrat, and the current governor, Republican Ron DeSantis, Fort Pierce last night. Here's Crist.
You don't have the temperament to be kind and decent to other people who don't look like you, who don't act like you, and don't contribute to you. But we're all children of God.
DeSantis, who's expected to run for the Republican presidential nomination, refused to commit to serving all 4 years if he's reelected. A triple-demic could be here soon. Medical professionals report a rise in cases of COVID, flu, and RSV, the virus that's been sending kids to emergency rooms. White House COVID response coordinator Dr. Ashish Jha tells CBS Mornings.
The thing that we always are paying attention to is making sure there's plenty of hospital capacity and that healthcare capacity doesn't start getting stretched. And with all three of them, if all three of them rise at the same time, people are not vaccinated and we can start seeing a lot more hospitalization.
Britain got a new prime minister today. CBS's Vicky Barker is in London.
Under Rishi Sunak's orders, there were no supporters outside number 10. His arrival, he deliberately set a somber tone, acknowledging that his predecessor, Liz Truss, made mistakes, saying it's his job to fix them, and fixing them might mean considerable economic pain to come.
James Corden addressed an embarrassing moment on last night's Late Late Show on CBS about the time he was banned from New York City's Balthazar Brasserie. He admits he called out the staff after they got his wife's order wrong 3 times.
I accept everybody's opinion. I also hate, as I said to the owner that day, that I've ever upset anybody, ever. It was never my intention. It just wasn't, and I love that restaurant.
This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Some politicians drive me nuts. It's like the rules just don't apply.
What now?
It's that Kristen McDonald rivet.
Is she one of those politicians who just spends and spends, making inflation worse?
Yes, but it's even worse with rivet. She voted herself a pay raise on her taxpayer-funded salary.
Unbelievable.
And she was hiking her own pay while raising rates and fees for people like us.
We already can't pay our bills, and she's just making it worse. Only politicians like Kristen McDonald Rivet can get away with a scheme like that.
The worst part is, now she wants a promotion. She's running for state senate. Imagine what kind of damage she'd do if we send her to Lansing.
I'd never vote for a politician like Kristen McDonald Rivet.
Higher prices for us, higher salary for her. Say no to Kristen McDonald.
Paid for with regulated funds by the Senate Republican Campaign Committee, authorized by Annette Glenn for state senate.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
There's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies at 9:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Fires consumed at least 3 buildings in Pinconning last night, and police are investigating them as arson. Pinconning Fraser Township Fire Department responded just after 11 p.m. and was assisted by several other departments, including Bangor Township, Auburn Williams, and Mount Forest. The townships, the building in the 500 block of Mercer and of Van Etten were fully involved. It's unknown whether there were any injuries as a result of the fires. The patriarch of a reality TV show set in Tuscola County went back to jail for a short time, and William Putman's son, Brandon, was ordered to join him. The elder Putman was released from jail for a short time for a medical crisis, and a judge ruled he head back to jail to serve the rest of his 30-day sentence on an assault charge. During another hearing Monday, William Putman was allowed to leave jail again for the medical condition, but his son Brandon was sentenced to jail on a contempt of court charge. The Ascension St. Mary's Foundation has announced the 2022 Spirit of St. Vincent Award recipient. Dr. Joseph Adele will be receiving the prestigious award at the first in-person Cornet Ball since a 2-year hiatus. The Spirit of St. Vincent Award is given to physicians who have contributed long and noteworthy service to the Great Lakes Bay community. A board-certified, duly trained neurosurgeon who provides endovascular intervention procedures as well as open cerebrovascular and skull-based neurosurgery. According to Ascension, under his leadership, the hospital achieved comprehensive stroke care accreditation from the Joint Commission, the highest recognition of its kind. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
Tudor Dixon, a working mom on a mission to grow our economy and strengthen Michigan's agriculture industry. As governor, Tudor Dixon will stand up for small businesses so they can create good jobs for us. That starts with protecting family farms, because Dixon understands the value of keeping small businesses alive in our communities. Tudor Dixon knows that farmers' careful stewardship of the environment has made our state a worldwide leader in food production, which is why she will work in partnership with Michigan's agriculture industry to oppose overreaching bureaucratic regulations that cut off economic growth at the roots. And Dixon will fight inflation, government spending and taxes, making life affordable for farmers and families that depend on them. As governor, Tudor Dixon will make economic growth job one. Whether you vote absentee or in person on November 8th, vote Tudor Dixon for governor. Paid for with regulated funds by Farm PAC, the Independent Expenditure Committee of the Michigan Farm Bureau. Not authorized by any candidate.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Nearly 1 in 10 U.S. adults over the age of 65 have dementia. The study, led by researchers from Columbia University and includes University of Michigan scientists, also found another 22% have mild cognitive impairment. People with dementia and mild cognitive impairment are more likely to be older, have low, and to be racialized as Black or Hispanic. Men and women have similar rates of dementia and mild cognitive impairments. Co-author Kenneth Langa, the Cyrus Sturgis professor at the UM Medical School, says because the study is part of the nationally representative and long-running health and retirement study, the data not only show the burden of dementia now, but will be used in the future to track the trends in dementia burden in the decades ahead. The study was published in the Journal of American Medical Association's Neurology. Halloween is right around the corner, a fun time of year for children and parents alike. However, it's important to keep in mind that children with autism or those with sensory issues might find Halloween. Executive Director at the Center for Autism with Hope Network, Maggie Moore, is urging parents to make children feel in control of their Halloween experience.
I think it's important to follow the child's wants and needs and listening to them and seeing, what their desires are, but also giving them fair warning that there are some potential scary things that might be present.
Moore says for more sensitive children, look up trunk or treat events in your area. The Sault Ste. Marie tribe of Chippewa Indians has been awarded $25 million to expand broadband in the eastern UP. The grant from the Rural Broadband Reconnect program will allow the tribe to expand high-speed internet access to its members by installing a fiber optic network to the premises located in counties. The network will provide 1 gigabit broadband service to households. WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Perchap.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mostly cloudy for today with some sunshine at times. Mild with highs topping out near 72 degrees. Winds south 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, mainly cloudy. Showers develop or build into the area. Lows drop to 54. Winds south-southeast 5 to 10. Wednesday, showers continue mainly through some sunshine is possible by afternoon. Temperatures mainly holding steady. And then Wednesday night, partly cloudy to mostly clear, and lows fall back to 35. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 57.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW for this Tuesday morning. We'll have open phones later on and up till 11 o'clock. And on Focus this morning, we will focus on Peace Lutheran Church. We're coming to you from our Second on Spirit Home studio. And we're going to start out talking about National Drug Takeback Day, which I believe is October 29th. We're going to find out about that this morning, because we are going to be chatting with the Medical Director of Behavioral Health for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, and he is Dr. William Beecroft. Doctor, good morning to you.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
That's all right. Thanks for joining us. National Drug Takeback Day, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the DEA has set up like 2 of these a year, one in the spring, one in the fall. I guess my first question is, do we need a day? Don't they do this all year round at most facilities?
We can do this all year round, but it's really important, just like many other things in our society, to really kind of call out a specific day to be able to capture people's attention on, cleaning out the medicine cabinet or the cupboard above the toilet that you've got all your pills in, or in the kitchen, wherever it is that you don't need. That's the big issue.
Are there certain types of drugs, obviously, that rise to the top that you need to take back? And let me give you an example. If somebody's taking a non-addictive type drug that maybe, if you're a man, maybe you're taking Flomax, for example, and then you had a procedure, you don't need the Flomax anymore. Do you take it back? Or do you have to worry about Flomax and things of that nature? Or are we worrying about the addictive drugs?
We're worried about all drugs because they can be used in overdose, and even Flomax, in taking an overdose, can be pretty dangerous and can kill people. So it is something that, if there's a toxicity to it, probably good to take it back. If you're not going to use it anymore, probably good to take it back. Those kinds of things.
All right, let's start with the one that made the most news, or has made the most news, opioids. And we should start by saying opioids have a purpose, don't they, Doctor?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they are a very good pain reliever. They don't stop the pain. They alter your perception of the pain. So they're not like super pain pills that, somehow are magically taking care of the pain center. They're helping you not, if you want to think about it in that way. And different pain medicines, like the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medicines, you probably have heard of ibuprofen or Advil, these kinds of things. They work by decreasing inflammation. Tylenol works by altering your pain sensation. So they all have a different purpose, and opioids are one of those.
I saw a list in a press release that Blue Cross put out that includes fentanyl. And is fentanyl a prescribed drug?
Yes, it can be. In people that have severe cancers and cancer-related pain, there is fentanyl that can be used in a patch, and that lasts for 3 days at a time for people. And it is very effective in alleviating that, especially bone pain and really severe pain that nothing can be very effective. And sometimes people with cancers can't eat as well, or they can't keep food down. If it's a patch, it works very well because it's through your skin. So it can serve the purpose, but it also can be abused. And I can't tell you all the ways it can be abused, but it can be abused, and it can be very lethal because it's so powerful.
Yeah, most of the time we hear about the abuse. We don't hear about the positives.
Yeah, absolutely. Fentanyl itself is 70 times more potent than morphine, which is usually the benchmark we use for comparing other opioids.
Wow. And that is on the list of things you should get rid of if you have lying around, right? Of course.
Absolutely. And the reason for that, and this generalized to all opioids, that if you look at adolescents using heroin, now heroin's a big time drug, so they've kind of gone along a long path to get to that place. But 80% of those kids say they first got their first dose of opioids from their parents or grandparents' medicine cabinet. So that's why you got to get rid of them. You really have to get them out of their hands so they don't even get tempted in the first place.
Has the medical profession changed its guidelines on prescribing opioids?
Yes, we have. There's been, but also the profession itself has understood this. And at Blue Cross, we've had a relationship with the University of Michigan and other places, but U of M has been able to help us determine that there's about 22 to 25 different actual surgical procedures that don't need opioids in the recovery period if you do things correctly. So there are ways of being able to do that. You look at a stepwise progression of pain medications, using topical pain medications first, and then the next step is the things like Tylenol and over-the-counter medications for their maximum. If that doesn't work, then you go prescribed medications that are in the same kind of class, but prescription strength. Opioids are used not as a last resort, but as a augmentation or as a component of that treatment plan of physical therapy, possibly all of these other medicines you've used up to this point, looking at chiropractic or osteopathic manipulation are very good techniques. And there are things like acupuncture, acupressure, massage therapy. All of these things have a component to a multidisciplinary treatment plan for chronic pain.
We're talking to Dr. William Beecroft. He is the Medical Director of Behavioral Science for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about National Drug Takeback Day. Doctor, let me ask, because a segment of society has been prescribed opiates for good reason, they had the pain and everything, how does a person know if they're becoming addicted?
It really is a difficult distinction between addiction and dependence. People that have been on opioids for more than about anywhere from 7 to 10 days, some people even say 3 to 5 days, there's evidence to suggest that your body becomes used to a medicine, and that's dependence. Addiction, you change your lifestyle to focus around obtaining the drug, working on thinking about the drug all the time, or much of the time. That you have a significant change in your personality. You get kind of more lethargic, withdrawn from other people, and you have that lack of interest in things that used to be pleasurable for you. Family activities, goes about kind of focused on the substance, either it's intoxication or obtaining it to become intoxicated again. Now, with opioids, depends on which one you use, but there also is a withdrawal. And many times people need to take another dose of the medication to be able to address the withdrawal effect. Kind of like in alcohol use, we talk about the hair of the dog the next morning. Well, This is similar because you're going through take another pill or an injection or however you use the drug to be able to not have that withdrawal effect. That's when you're in trouble, is when you're having those kinds of difficulties that is taking up so much of your time, money, effort, interest, and taking away from your pleasure and family. That's when you're in trouble.
National Drug Takeback Day this month is the 29th, but you don't have to wait. Where should people go with their unused drugs that they no longer need?
Yeah, I just looked this up on the DEA website, and for people in the Saginaw area, on the 29th from 10 to 2, the ones that just popped up within 15 miles of Saginaw itself, Carrollton Township off, the Michigan State Police, Tri-City Post, Bay County Sheriff's Office. They all are available to take these back. But every day of the week, you can always take them back to the pharmacy that you either purchased them from, or any pharmacy will take back any drugs and dispose of them properly. That is the key, is disposing of them properly so they don't get in hands of others or our environment.
And I was going to say that disposing of them properly does not include flushing them down the toilet, right?
Absolutely not, because all that does is gets the drugs into our wastewater, which then gets into our rivers, which then gets into our fish and everything else that is dependent on the water that we. It is best to dispose of them properly, and there's ways of being able to do that.
All right, so let me end with this. Let's say that you have some drugs you don't want to get rid of, but you want to store safely. What's the proper way to do it?
Well, if they're opioids, for sure keep them in a locked compartment that you have the key or combination, and that's not widely distributed in the rest of your family, that combination. And that they're bolted down. Something locked can be taken and broken into. You really need to use this as a secure place. These are dangerous particular medications. If there's others that aren't in that same area, if you have younger kids, for sure, you want to put them in childproof bottles. And if they're not, most are anymore, but also put them up in a high place. Even those might be best to keep in a locked place. So you really have to have a good reason to keep them. Drugs that they either can alter chemically and become either not effective or can become dangerous themselves. So you need to pay attention to the expiration date. Keeping a bottle of Tylenol for 15 years probably isn't very helpful by the time you want it 15 years later.
Yeah, probably not. Well, last question then. Are we as a society doing better with addiction and with the use of drugs?
We are. I think the change in the education of our population, understanding it better, that opioids, focus on opioids, but they're not some magic drug. They're just another tool in the tool chest. Really focusing on the other things that can be done that are still very effective. Teaching people, and doctors are doing more and more of that. The laws requiring that you have a signature that you understand the addictive nature of opioids, that sort of thing. They prompt that discussion, but doctors are pretty smart. They pick this stuff up pretty quickly, and they have. So I think that education, that teaching, has made a huge difference in the abusive use of medications and the appropriate use of medications that are going to be effective.
Dr. Beecroft, does Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan have a website where people can get more information about this?
We do. We do have a web page that is up. It's called our microsite, but it can answer a lot of these questions. And answer questions about when people get into a use disorder or get into an inappropriate use pattern with medications or alcohol or cannabis or any substance that can be extremely helpful. And it's bluecrossblueshield.com. You go to the member site. You don't have to be a member, but you can just put in the search tool, behavioral health website or substance use website, and that'll get you right to it.
Very good. Dr. Beecroft, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks. Have a very good day.
You too. Bye-bye now. Dr. William Beecroft, he is the Medical Director of Behavioral Sciences at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. If you have any old drugs lying around, on the 29th is National Drug Takeback Day. Get rid of them. If you don't need them, get them out of the house. Let me take a moment to talk about your pets. You know, we know you love your pet, and I want you to know Subaru loves pets too. It's Subaru Loves Pets Month at Thalen Subaru, 4211 North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. And all this month, Thalen will contribute $100 for every new adoption from the Humane Society of Bay County. You could give a fur baby its forever home. And the Subaru professionals at Thalen suggest you stop in to order the Subaru of your dreams or see what Thalen has on the way. Subaru features SUVs like the Crosstrek, Forester, Outback, and Ascent. Cars including the Impreza and Legacy. And of course, if performance is your cup of tea, look at the BRZ and the WRX. You can find more information online at thinkthalen.com. Don't forget the Subaru Loves Pets event at Thalen Subaru. Adopt a pet this month. Thalen will donate $100 to the Humane Society of Bay County. Thalen, serving your automotive needs for 45 years.
That was some storm, huh? Did you lose power?
Yeah, but I thought I didn't have to worry about that when I got solar.
Well, when the grid goes down, they shut us down too.
I found that out, but your lights stayed on last night.
Solar backup batteries. That's real energy independence.
Let SunTech Wind and Solar show you how a backup battery energy independence. Call 989-737-4078 today. Don't get caught in the dark ever again. SunTech Wind and Solar, power that never stops.
Virginia, Kansas, Berkeley, Ventura, San Francisco, San Diego, Oakland, and Grand Junction, Little Rock, Springfield, Maryland, and Washington. Paul Young has been everywhere, man. But he hasn't spent a lot of time in Michigan. Paul Young has been away from Michigan for nearly 40 years, living in California and all around the country for decades. Now he's spending over $1 million of his fortune to buy a congressional seat here in mid-Michigan. Paul Young has an agenda in Congress, and it's not. It would give tax breaks to millionaires like himself while raising taxes on the middle class and putting Medicare and Social Security at risk. And Young is on the side of wealthy drug companies against lower prescription prices for families and seniors. Paul Young is not from here, and he's definitely not for us. Paid for by House Majority PAC, theHouseMajorityPAC.com. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
General Motors is making a comeback after being held back by supply chain challenges. Over the summer, GM dealerships had more vehicles to sell. Its earnings top forecasts, and the stock is higher. 3M's earnings were stronger than expected, though it's lowering its forecast for its business, which raises new concerns. Coca-Cola was able to sell more of its soft drinks in most parts of the world, even though it raised prices. It was dealing with the strong dollar as well. Coke's earnings top forecasts. Adidas says it is ending its partnership with rapper and designer Kanye West, also known as Ye. The sportswear company says the decision will result in more than a $240 million hit to the company's profit for this year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
The Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute provides educators access resources for K through 12, first-person curriculum with video, Discovering Heroes book series for kids, and a speakers bureau with access to 9/11 first responders, survivors, and loved ones. A high-tech 83-foot tractor trailer that transforms into an interactive museum with artifacts, and Russell F. Siller Memorial Scholarships for exemplary high school students of program recipients preparing for college. Never forget, donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. When you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
God, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma. $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, the new White House line prices are actually down, and there's no crisis at the border. By next week, water will be dry.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Open phones for the remainder of the program, right through 11 o'clock. So if you've got something on your mind, lines are open for you. 989-752-6111 is the number to call and get the conversation going. All right, 989-752-6111. And a number of things I want to chat about this morning. First and foremost, we know that the cries for gun control will come forth. They already have, following the latest shooting in St. Louis, 2 killed, 7 injured in a high school. And it is a very sad commentary that there have been some 40 school shootings in the United States this year. Of that, there should be no question. The question then comes about what can be done about it. The first hue and cry that goes up is gun control. I think we have to recognize that guns don't kill. People kill. People who use the guns, misuse the guns, kill. Guns themselves are inanimate objects. They don't do a thing unless you do it for them. And we have seen throughout history of this country attempts to ban guns. There have been assault weapon bans. Well, how do you describe an assault weapon, by the way? You know, an assault weapon, that's a rather nondescript category, because anything I attack you with is an assault weapon. If I hit you with the butt of the gun, it's an assault weapon. Obviously, if I shoot it at you, it's an assault weapon. Doesn't matter. It could be a derringer. So the term assault weapon is kind of a misnomer. Typically, what our elected officials think of as assault weapons are military style weapons. Maybe they look like a military weapon. That doesn't make them a military weapon. And they particularly go after large capacity magazines. And large capacity magazines, there has been and will continue to be a pretty vibrant debate about the necessity of having them. And then what constitutes large capacity? 6, 10, 13, 17, 19, 30, 50? You know, what is large capacity? The bottom line is people that want to misuse a weapon will get their hands on one and misuse it no matter what the law says. We need a better way of filtering out these people, a better way of identifying those who might be prone to misusing a gun, rather than try and take them out of the hands of the millions and millions of legal and honorable and law-abiding gun owners in this country. Now, I will say this. It is the responsibility of that gun owner to make sure that gun is locked and not available to anyone else but the owner. That is a responsibility of gun ownership. And I am a strong believer that the person who doesn't do that, if their gun is misused, should be held accountable. If you own guns, it is your responsibility to keep them safe and out of the hands of others. So I don't want to take your gun away from you, but I want to make sure nobody else can take your gun when you don't want them to have it. All right, got to take a break. We'll come back. Paul and Mike are waiting for us, and we will get to them shortly.
My name is Kim Coonan. I have been a lifelong resident of Bay County, and I'm running for the 96th District House seat in Lansing. It has been a long campaign, but here's the truth. I've been a county commissioner for 20 years. During that time, our savings and fund balance has nearly tripled. The county has no outstanding debt, and our pensions are fully funded. No other governmental entity has a better financial record than that.
Paid for by the committee to elect Kim Coonan state representative.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement, Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Do you have Medicare questions? Confused by all those TV ads? What's best for you? There are options available to you now through December 7th that you didn't have before. Talk to the folks at Medicare Choices in Saginaw today and have your questions. You could have up to $1,000 or more added to your Social Security check. Talk to Medicare Choices about a plan that eliminates copays. Call 989-899-7820 today. Medicare Choices of Saginaw. Again, 989-899-7820. It'll be the best call you ever made.
In his last will and testament, Robert has bequeathed to his only heir and devoted caretaker 1/3 of his house, 1/3 of his truck, and 1/3 of his beloved dog, Mr. Bo here.
Excuse me, I'm a little confused.
Don't settle for a fraction of what you deserve, especially at harvest. Fungicide's proven plant health benefits and revolutionary application flexibility.
1/3 of the dog. Right.
Get everything you deserve with Veltima fungicide. From BASF, always read and follow label directions.
For almost 20 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a life warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up
Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc 810-695-9000.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T Euro Health.
You have the chance to win a one kit playing the WSGW Holiday Home Makeover Contest. You enter the contest online at WSGW.com. When you enter, you choose one of the participating businesses where you would use your $1,000 gift certificate if you're drawn as the random winner. Businesses to choose include Bay Landscaping, Crane's L&M Appliance Center, Designer's Touch Decorating in Freeland, Hartel Heating and Cooling, Begic Nursery and Garden Center, Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, Wolfiles Ace Hardware, Cluck Nursery, M&R Garage Doors and Openers, A Plus Plumbing, Midland Sand, West Side Decorating Center, Maple Hill Nursery, Roof Max, Delta Door Sales, Jolt Credit Union, Morse Clark Furniture. You can enter up to once per day and get bonus entries too. Look for the Holiday Home Makeover Contest box in the upper right-hand corner when you enter online, WSGW.com.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW Open Phones, and let's go to him. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art.
Morning.
Are you there?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got two quick issues. One is on the National Desk TV show this morning, they reported a Cheryl Atkinson interview with a FBI whistleblower, and he claims that he was recruited by the FBI to entrap 3 of the Gretchen Whitmer kidnap plotters into talking about kidnap and then later getting them arrested. And that's the first issue.
Okay, good for them.
The jury's going to decide today.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh?
Maybe.
Yeah. And the second issue, this was on Friday night, 6:30 p.m. The current Democrat Secretary of State in Arizona, a woman, is also running as the Democrat candidate for governor of Arizona. And she refuses to resign her position as Secretary of State. And so she'll be counting the votes for governor in Arizona, and she's a candidate for governor.
Yeah, that's
now,
a strange
that
situation.
Conflict of interest?
I would think that she would have to.
Illegal?
I don't know about illegal because it depends on the laws of the state, but I would think that that she would recuse herself from any actions that would impact the election. That would be my recollection. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the laws of the state. Maybe they don't require you to leave office to run for another office, but there certainly is a conflict, I would think. Obviously, if you're in charge of voting and you're running, it seems to be an obvious conflict. Right. But you know what? The public of Arizona, the residents of Arizona can choose whether they think that's right or wrong.
Right.
All right.
And the press keeps, one last thing, the press keeps asking the Republican woman candidate for governor in Arizona if she will accept the results if she loses. And she says she don't know yet of what she's going to do.
Oh, well.
She's thinking about it. So
yep.
That is interesting.
Well, what will happen if it's a close election, the courts will have to end up deciding it.
You got that right.
So, all right. Thanks a lot.
Yep. All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Mike
Bye-bye.
is in Thomas Township. Mike, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Art.
Morning.
I'm hoping that people will watch or listen to more news media than just one side of the issue.
Oh, I've always hoped that.
But it doesn't seem like that happens. Politicians can basically, by law, say anything they want. They're not held liable, so they can distort, outright lie, whatever.
So what else is new?
One thing that's been bothering our governor, 170,000 places in community colleges for free. Now, there's nothing free. Everything, somebody pays for that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and that bothered me. The president has also been doing it, or the way they've said,
Well, politicians have been doing it forever.
Well, gosh, yes. And it's sad that people still get hoodwinked into just listening to this and, oh my gosh, it's free. We're going to get this for free. The gas prices, he's trying to get them down before November. I don't know if he's going to.
No, he's not going to succeed. His release is not going to help it at all.
But the major news media never mentioned the fact that he asked the Saudis to don't cut back till after, the November election.
Yeah, they did too. That's how you knew about it.
I didn't hear it on ABC or NBC.
Well, okay, but somebody said it. Some of the news outlets did report that. So
yeah, but so anyway, I'm just hoping that people will not get hoodwinked.
All right,
we got to get some of this, baggage out of our offices and start getting some new regimes in there.
Yep. Okay.
We can't keep on going like we are.
All right, Mike.
Hey, take care, my friend.
You bet. Bye now. And Peggy in Saginaw before we take a break here. Peggy, good morning. Peggy? Peggy, are you there? Peggy?
Yes,
there you are. Good morning. Peggy? Okay, we'll take a break, see if we can get Peggy back, but we will take care of some business first.
I'm Jacob Hilliker, Bay County Road Commissioner. I believe we deserve more local road funding for the amount of taxes we pay downstate. We all know working people in Bay County have always had to shout a little louder to be heard in Lansing. That's why I'm here. I'm a proud union owner, and I operate a small farm. I don't have time for the national partisan nonsense of the week. I'm here to do a job. Vote Hilliker. Paid for by Jacob Hilliker for Bay County.
Tired of out-of-control prices? It's the Gift Food and Craft Marketplace, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. Coming to the Harvey Kern Pavilion. Break and Move, October 29th and 30th. Saturday, 9 to 6, Sunday, 10 to 5. We pay the first 100 people to shop every day with Shipsy Bucks. Hundreds of booths and thousands of products. It's one-stop shopping, all under one roof this weekend. Stop paying too much for everything. Fresh baked bread, scrumptious soft pretzels, chocolates, homemade cookies, home decor, yard decorations, vintage items, furniture, pet supplies. The best deals and the best selection of unique items anywhere. Coming to the Harvey Kern Pavilion. Break and Move, October 29th and 30th. Saturday, 9 to 6. Sunday, 10 to 5. Free parking. Admission only $5 per adult. Children under 12 free. It's the Gift Food and Craft Show, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. For a $1 off coupon, go to shipshawanaontheroad.com. Ship your mama down the road.
Yeah. It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday. And with the McIntoshes, make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salonpas pain relieving patches. The proven medicines in Salonpas patches reduce my pain and let me do the things I need to do every day.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral pain medications.
For Salonpas, it's good medicine.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you'll ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling. All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and I hear Peggy is still there, so let's see if we can chat with Peggy. Peggy, good morning.
Good morning.
There you are.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. All right. I want to comment on the subject that you started out the show with about gun control.
Yes.
I've never called into your show before. I've listened for many, many years, but this really struck me as ironic that you had the person on that was talking about disposal of drugs and I just think it's funny that drugs are regulated, but drugs don't kill people. People who abuse drugs kill people. So why do we regulate drugs but not guns?
Because the Constitution Constitution doesn't mention drugs. That's the bottom line, isn't it? It's a constitutional argument that guns hold a different position because of the Constitution.
And I think that there's a way to deal with that. And you could say that the Constitution and other founding documents allow us the pursuit of happiness. And maybe some people feel that drugs allow them to pursue happiness. And I'm not for a second saying that you shouldn't regulate drugs, because I think you should. But I think that when you say an assault rifle, and there really is such a thing, high capacity magazines, put people in harm's way, and to take those out of circulation without cutting off people's rights to own guns that are less destructive to humans.
Yeah, the argument then comes, what's high capacity?
I think that sane people can talk about, do you need to have up 20 rounds at a time, 30 rounds at a time, 50 rounds at a time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's the number?
I think that there is a way for a common sense society. Let's take a look at this under the same reason that we regulate drugs, to prevent death.
And the other side that I think needs to be addressed is the mental illness side, because of HIPAA laws, when you go to purchase a gun, you fill out the federal forms, which you have to do if you purchase a handgun, for example. Nowhere on there, well, that's not true. It does ask you if you've had issues, and if you're currently under any court order or been confined. But do you have to be truthful? Well, legally you have to be truthful, but if you're not, what are they going to do about it? Because they don't have access to your records. They're HIPAA.
Yeah, and I don't disagree that maybe there's something we need to look at.
We
there
do,
as well,
absolutely.
To keep guns out of the hands of people who intend to use them.
Most gun dealers will agree with that there needs to be a better screening process.
Yep.
So, listen.
Anyway, I just think that it's ironic that we take one subject one way and the other a totally different way, and yet they both harm people.
Yeah, no, listen, I don't disagree with you, but the bottom line answer is the Constitution in this case. And so we need to figure a way around it, a way to work with it, I should say. Very good. Peggy, listen, I'm glad you hung in there and glad to chat with you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yep, bye-bye. Russ in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. I'm so tired of this. It's when Democrats kill, Democrats blame the gun. When you get a right winger that kills, is the gun blamed? No, the right winger is blamed. They're painted off as a terrorist, as a this, as a that, I say we treat all criminals the same, no matter what vent they come from. If somebody kills somebody, it's the criminal's fault, not the gun. Blaming the gun is like a fat person blaming just don't make no sense. And you want to blame somebody? You look at FBI just released their recent statistics, and Michigan ranked 4th in the nation for violent crime, and Saginaw overtook Detroit as Michigan's #1 violent crime city. And I know these people love being, credited and having their backs patted and stuff. So I would like to give credit to the sweetheart, no contest plea bargains that keep the criminals on the street, to Prosecutor John McLaughlin, judges, and
they don't. I tell you what, they don't do it. You think they do? You think they do it more than they do, and when they do it, it's usually for minor things. All right, got to run.
Anyway.
All right, Russ. You too. Bye-bye. And Delmar going to be our last caller. Delmar, good morning. Delmar, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep,
yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead. You got about a minute and a half.
My call. Thanks for handling that last guy properly. One question for you. You had a call yesterday about how the COVID hurt our students doing poorly. Well, to be quite honest with you, the big problem with that is that a lot of these students thought they were on a Christmas break.
Well, but here's the point. The point is they were given the opportunity, weren't they?
Yeah, if you look at the kids that starting in the 9th grade that were homeschooled all the way to the 12th grade throughout last year, those kids don't have to take the Michigan 11th grade competency exam. Do you know that? All the public schools are.
I'm listening.
Are you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all the public school kids in 11th grade have to take the competency exam.
Right.
In order to get a diploma next year. And if they're failing, those are the kids that show up for summer school.
Yeah.
The homeschool kids have done so well, they're higher in their scholastic scores than private schools and public schools. State of Michigan.
Yep. Well, listen, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree at all.
Because they have study habits. Okay.
Yeah, they do. That's right.
All of a sudden stayed home.
Yep.
They didn't study.
No, they were handed something. They didn't know how to use it. All right. Hey, Delmar, I got to run. We're out of time, but we'll talk about it again. I appreciate the call. Thanks. Bye-bye now.
The 33rd Annual Dow Tennis Classic returns to Midland November 1st through the 7th. Professional female athletes from around the world compete in the WTA 125 event with a purse of $115,000. General admission tickets are free for 17 and under and as low as $15 for adults. VIP tickets with Grand Slam dining and adult beverages all week long. Come see some of the top tennis professionals. More information and tickets available at dowtennisclassic.com.
In these challenging economic times, we need a strategy to fix Michigan's economy. That's why Annette Glenn has a plan to improve the economic climate in the Saginaw Valley. Annette Glenn listened to our agriculture industry, small businesses, and families, and she created a plan that will help our communities recover and grow again, making life more affordable for everyone by opposing out-of-control big government spending to reduce inflation, cutting taxes to increase the buying power of farmers, families, and small businesses, and helping family farms stay in the family. Some government regulations. Call Annette Glenn today at 517-373-1791. Thank Annette for working in the legislature to boost families, farmers, and other small businesses. By working together, we can make the Saginaw Valley a better place to raise a family and do business. Paid for by the Michigan Farm Bureau Family of Companies and Greenstone Farm Credit Services.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 30 Corps base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-490-8291. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-490-8291. That's 800-490-8291. 800-490-8291.
It's Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, that'll do it for the first hour of the Art Lewis Show. We'll be back with more open phones for the next hour, right up through 11 o'clock here on WSGW. But first, we have news for you from CBS. That's the National and International Report. Michael Percher will have the local news for you, and then we will be back right after that.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. Russia has rejected a new appeal by American hoop star Brittany Griner and upheld her 9-year prison sentence for drug charges. Griner addressed the court via video from a penal colony near Moscow. U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Elizabeth Rood was in the courtroom.
Nothing in the changes the fact that the United States government considers Ms. Griner to be wrongfully detained.
I'm Stephen Portnoy in Washington. The White House in a statement says Brittany Griner is being held under intolerable circumstances. And National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan calls today's judicial proceeding a sham. Sullivan says President Biden has demonstrated he's willing to go to extraordinary lengths to see Americans returned home. So far, White House aides have given no indication Russians have seriously considered the prisoner swap the U.S. proposed months ago to see Griner and retired Marine Paul Whelan released.
The midterm elections are 2 weeks from today, and the two men running for Senate in Pennsylvania, Democrat John Fetterman and Republican Mehmet Oz, hold. Our new battleground tracker shows Fetterman ahead by 2 points. CBS's Jennifer DePinto.
What we're seeing is Republicans consolidating their support behind Oz. 94% of Republicans back him now, and that's up from 87% in September.
Agriculture officials have tallied up estimated crop damage in Florida from Hurricane Ian last month. Grand total, as much as $1.8 billion. Ben Krause is a citrus farmer.
This is the kind of thing that would put you out of business. You know, half your crop gone in a night. There's nothing that you can really do to prepare for something like that.
Can't find your credit card? No problem. Starting today, some customers can pay for what they buy on Amazon with Venmo. To offer the feature to everyone in the U.S. by Black Friday. Lots of people are buying General Motors cars. The company says vehicle sales were up 24% in the third quarter. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert.
GM sold a lot of pickup trucks in the quarter. CEO Mary Barra says they managed their rising costs well. She still expects the company to make between $9.6 and $11.2 billion for the full year.
Adidas is cutting all ties with Kanye West over his anti-Semitic remarks. It'll stop production of his popular Yeezy sneakers and cut off his paycheck. The Anti-Defamation League's Teresa.
Unhinged anti-Semitic remarks, and then his doubling down on them again have real-world impact.
Adidas estimates it'll lose about $246 million to its net income this year from the move. The Dow is up 178 points. S&P ahead 36. This is CBS News.
You need to hire? Indeed is with you every step of the way, helping you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Do you have Medicare questions? Confused by all those TV ads? There are options available to you now through December 7th that you didn't have before. At Medicare Choices of Saginaw, they can put together a program unique to you. That's right, no copay. Their hybrid Medicare plan helps you save at least half of a Medicare. No premium increases each and every year. Talk to Medicare Choices. It'll be the best call you ever made. Call 989-899-7820. Medicare Choices of Saginaw. Again, 989-899-7820.
As a farmer, growing your business is more than just a 9-to-5. It's your life's work. That's why the Roundup Ready Extend crop system goes all in to help you stay on top, backed by decades of innovation, offering the latest trait technology and triple herbicide tolerance, plus more weed species controlled than any other soybean system. Because you mean business, and so do we. Learn more at systemofchoice.com. Claim based on approved EPA herbicide labels as of January 2021. Read and follow pesticide label directions. Ship practices.
I think farming picked me. I didn't pick farming. I'm not afraid to try something new. It's my farm, my family, and our future. My channel seedsman gets that. I get access to innovative products with personalized data to maximize my yield potential. With Channel, I know I'll prosper for years to come.
Define your future at channel.com/future. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. Copyright 2022 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. Or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 59 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. A shooting early Monday morning in Saginaw resulted in a 47-year-old man being seriously injured. Police were called to the 2600 block of Narlock Street around 3. They say it appears that the 47-year-old was shot inside a vehicle by another passenger, but non-life-threatening injuries, and was treated at a local hospital. A 60-year-old man was arrested at the scene and was lodged in the Saginaw County Jail. Police are still investigating, and anyone with information about the incident is asked to call the Saginaw Police Department or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL. The newly updated ordinance could help promote the maintenance of Saginaw's historic properties. During Monday night's City Council meeting, the council voted to amend the ordinance, which gives the Historic District Commission the power to take action if a building is deteriorating due to neglect. Councilman Bill Ostash formerly served on the commission. He says the previous wording of the ordinance gave the commission the ability to intervene for buildings in local historic districts, but wasn't specific as
even though the demolition by neglect is in the ordinance, right? And it's also in the state statute, but there was never really a process for them. This process gives not only the resident or the business owner due process, okay, because now there's a process that has to be followed. So, maybe it's a letter that gets sent or whatever, but it's going to be a good thing.
Ostash says that the new verbiage requested by the current commission gives the governing body a step-by-step process to follow to ensure the preservation of the city's historic areas. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
For almost 20 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Linex have the rust-proofing and military spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Prosecutors are urging a jury to convict 3 men for assisting the leaders of a plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. They say the men provided military training and inspiration for domestic terrorism ahead of the 2020 U.S. election. Joe Morrison, Pete Musico, and Paul Ballar are not charged with trying to abduct Whitmer, but authorities say their role was critical, with the trio aligning themselves with key players and repeatedly hoping for a U.S. civil war. The trial in state court in Jackson is an offshoot of the main case being handled in federal court. That's where Adam Fox and Beecroft Jr. were convicted of a kidnapping conspiracy. 2 other men pleaded guilty, and 2 more were acquitted. A Grand Rapids native will have a film he wrote screened this Friday at the Austin Film Festival. Daniel's Gotta Die is also the last film that actor and comedian Bob Saget appeared in before he died earlier this year. Screenwriter Matthew Dressel says Saget plays an executor of an estate.
It's a dark comedy of errors. It's about a rich family of sociopaths whose father dies and leaves them an inheritance, but he leaves it all to the good son, the only one of them. And he leaves it with the stipulation that he can share it with his psychotic siblings if they all spend a weekend at their family beach house together.
Dressel says Saget was involved in the creative process for his character and says, though he didn't know it, he actually helped them write a beautiful send-off to him. The movie will screen at the film festival, and Dressel says it gets a theatrical release after that. Powerball grand prize continues climbing. No player won the jackpot last night, growing the grand prize to $680 million ahead of Wednesday night's drawing. The jackpot is the seventh largest in Powerball history. The cash option is projected at just over $326 million. WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today. We'll see high into the mid-70s. Winds out of the south around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then for tonight, a chance for rain showers here late, cloudy and a low near 55. Wednesday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy skies. Temperatures climb early, then slowly fall throughout the day. Then by Thursday, mostly sunny sky conditions, a high around 51. Friday, partial sunshine develops, high 56 degrees. Saturday, mostly sunny and a high of 59. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vuchitsky with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. It's 59.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And good morning. Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. You can give us a call. It's open phones for the hour at 989-752-6111. That'll keep you in touch with us. And it's good right up through 11 o'clock this morning. Callers waiting, so we're going to get to it. Carl is in Saginaw to start this hour out. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
I got my flu shot yesterday, and I got my COVID booster about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
You've been talking a lot about pro-life, and it seems to me if they would also be pro-vaccine. I mean, we know vaccines save lives, and it just seems to me, if you're pro-life, you should be up on the rooftops shouting for everybody to get vaccinated right now.
Okay, well, then let's talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
First of all, I am pro-vaccine, so let's get that out there. I've always been pro-vaccine, and I got my flu shot and second booster at the same time a couple of weeks ago. However, having said that, it's not my job to tell people to go get their booster. My job should be to say that the booster is out there, and here's what it does. If it's right for you, go get it. There are those people, I respect their opinion, who are anti-vax. I do not agree with them, but it's not my place to force them to go get a vaccine, or anything like that.
When it Art, when
yeah,
it
go ahead.
comes to abortion, it's not. If you say it's not a matter of choice, that the government should tell women pregnancy to term. So if you're pro-life, why wouldn't you be? You should have everybody getting a vaccine. If you.
I would hope everybody does.
To require it.
I would hope everybody does.
For the government to require.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you were pro-life, you would be in that camp. You would be in what the governor did as far as requiring vaccines and masks and you would be 100% behind all those.
All right,
things
now I'm going to
if
stop you
had
right
a full
there.
life.
I'm going to stop you right there because the governor never required vaccines. There's no law that says you have to get vaccinated.
Right.
Well, you just said she
Okay,
did.
but even pushing vaccines,
Well-
some people were upset. The idea that
Yeah, there were people that
okay,
were
so
upset
there
about
again,
it.
if
I
you
was
push-
not one of those, and I said you should go out and get vaccinated. I said that many, many times, but I can't force you to go
okay,
do
so
it.
Why are vaccines a matter of choice and abortion is not a matter of choice?
Because the vaccine controls you. Abortion,
No,
in
it
my
controls
view, abortion takes the life of another. Now,
Okay,
having
Art,
said that,
you
understand,
don't-
here's my position on it. Let me get this out there so we're clear on it, all right? I don't want any misunderstandings.
Yeah, we know.
I favor exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. I do now. I always have. I do not view abortion as a means of contraception. If you play, be prepared to pay. I do not view abortion as simply, oh, well, I can go out and have fun, and then, oh, well.
Right. Yes, Art. Yes, we know. We know.
Well,
But
good. I
Art,
just want to clear it up. I just want that to
you
be
don't
known.
Okay, but if you don't get vaccinated, you could transfer the virus to somebody else, and then they get sick and die.
Could.
So it does affect other people.
Could.
It does.
Abortion is not a could. Abortion is a final.
Okay,
Two different things.
Again, if you're pro-life, you want to save every life possible, right?
Oh, absolutely. Life is precious.
Well, then you would have to get vaccinated, and you'd encourage. all
I
your
did get
family
vaccinated.
to get vaccinated.
I did get vaccinated,
You know?
and I have said to people, I think it's a good idea, but I can't force them to go do it. You can't
Well,
either. Nobody can.
If you don't get vaccinated, other people can get sick and die.
Yeah, we understand that.
So
We understand that.
That's not a pro-life. That's not a pro-life position to not get vaccinated.
Well, other people, you're missing the could here. Could,
Well,
maybe, possibly.
all right,
There's
so
none of that in
if
abortion.
one child
Abortion is
dies-
final. Abortion is final.
If you don't get vaccinated and one child dies, that's okay. Where are you going to draw that line, Art?
Oh, I just did.
How many children should die because you didn't get?
I got
didn't get
vaccinated. Stop saying me.
I know. I'm talking about a generic person. So Joe didn't get vaccinated. How many people have to die, because he didn't get vaccinated? How many?
So what do you think government should do? You think government should mandate that you get vaccinated?
Well, they mandate that women have to carry a pregnancy.
Well, what's you're trying to mix topics here, and it doesn't mix very well. They're really two different things.
Well,
they're two different
if
things.
you're pro-life.
Okay, yeah, I know you said that.
Yes, I know.
And I am pro-life, and
it seems
I
like you have exceptions. All right, Art, do you believe?
there's exceptions in everything.
Do you believe in capital punishment?
Not particularly, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't think it stops anybody from committing a crime. It's not a deterrent, because I don't think anybody that goes out and murders somebody says, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this because I might die." I'm not a big fan of capital punishment because I don't think it's served its purpose. Let's put it that way. Now, I will tell you this.
I agree with you.
I will tell you this, though, that there are certain crimes that happen, and I sometimes question myself as to whether capital punishment would be the right answer. But as a generic principle, I don't believe in it. Okay? That's me. It's just my opinion.
Okay, I appreciate that.
All right.
Yes, I appreciate that.
All right, buddy.
And I agree.
Good. We'll end on agreement.
Okay.
Talk to you later. Take care, Carl. And now we go the other way, and we'll talk to Scott in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Morning. Carl had some misinformation there. First, the president said, if you get the vaccine, you won't get the COVID.
Right.
That was wrong.
Yep.
And then they changed it and said, if you get the vaccine, you won't spread it. That was wrong.
Yeah.
And then they said, hey, if you get the COVID or if you get the vaccine, you won't die. That was wrong.
Well, here's
Carl,
but here's the thing, Scott, and we do have to include this out of fairness. If you get the vaccine, it will mitigate your body's response to COVID, and the chances are you will get a much, much milder case, and you will be better off for it. So I don't want the conversation to be vaccines are bad and they don't do anything, because that's not true.
Well, hold on though, Art.
That's not true.
We are hearing some reports now that people, men from 19 to 34-year-old, are developing some heart complications or an arrhythmic or something after they had the vaccine.
Some,
maybe
yes.
not a lot.
Well, okay. Well, maybe. Wait. I want to point something out then, Scott. I want to point something out. Read a bottle of any drug you take. They all come with risks. They all come with risks.
But the difference is, Art, we had time to test those other drugs, so we have a much better understanding 5, 10, 15 years out what's going to happen. This vaccine, we don't know yet. And
well,
again,
that's not totally true, though. That's not totally true, because the RMNA drugs, that type of drug delivery system, was researched 7 or 8 years ago now. It came online. So all they did was take what was already researched in a delivery method and modify it to what they needed to go after COVID. So it's not like this drug was created out of thin air. Nobody tested it. Nobody knew about it. The delivery system has been well tested. Now, that's true of the Pfizer drug and the Moderna drug. The Johnson & Johnson and the other drugs are different. They're live virus and they're not the RMNA drugs. But the current Pfizer and Moderna drugs have been pretty well established.
Well, I'm not going to argue on it. I don't have enough information.
That's fine.
But I just wanted to say that about what Carl was saying about the vaccine was wrong. And real quick, Governor Whitmer has a commercial where she says for 4 years she's balanced the budget and she's never raised taxes. And then she said, and she's actually got a rainy day fund. And I started thinking about that, going, well, you never rose taxes because the Republicans wouldn't let you raise the taxes. And as far as her rainy day fund goes, that was 100% federal money.
Bingo.
For COVID relief. She had nothing.
Bingo. I say that to myself every time I see that commercial. You know, she said she went from a deficit to a $7 billion surplus or something like that. And I went, yeah, well, you can thank COVID for that. You can thank the pandemic. What happens when that money goes away? Because you're going to be right back where you were. So I
never waste a good crisis.
I love it. All right, Scott.
All right,
good enough, my friend. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111. Toll free, 866-790-WSGW.
The time has come to ask attorney Jerry Reif another question or two. First of all, a power of attorney. Is that enough for my estate plan?
Many people think having a power of attorney or a will is all the estate planning they need. While these two legal documents are important, they may not be enough for an effective estate plan.
Well, why is that, Jerry?
Well, let's look at what each of these documents actually do.
Okay.
A will is a letter to the probate court identifying who gets your which is important after you pass away. A legal or financial power of attorney grants authority to someone else to make these decisions for you while you're alive.
Why isn't that enough then?
Well, first, it's essential to also have a medical directive which grants authority to a person you trust to make healthcare decisions on your behalf when you can't. Second, a will may not be sufficient to protect all your assets. Third, depending on each individual situation, you may need all of the above plus one or more trusts or limited liability companies.
Thanks, Jerry. If you want more information, register for an upcoming workshop. Visit jerryreiflawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 today.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn.
Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easy.
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open narrowly mixed. Wall Street is waiting for earnings reports from Microsoft and Alphabet, parent company of Google, after the Wall Street close. Investors are looking at mixed earnings news. General Motors and Coca-Cola's quarters were stronger than forecast. GM is seeing supply chain issues resolving, helping it to produce and sell more cars. Coca-Cola raised expectations for the year, even at higher prices. 3M shares are lower after a disappointing forecast. It's blaming the stronger dollar, which makes its products more expensive in other countries. JetBlue shares are lower. Its earnings were weaker than forecast. It continues to see strong bookings for leisure travel and people visiting family and friends, though it had higher costs. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Hi, I'm Lisa Booth for Bishop Gold Group. Are you worried about your financial future as retirement gets closer? All over the country, soon-to-be retirees are fearing for their financial future as markets remain volatile. Invest in gold and gold IRAs to protect your wealth and retirement during times of high inflation and wild swings in the market. Secure your future today. Contact Bishop Gold Group by dialing pound 250 from a mobile phone and say the keyword Bishop Gold, or visit bishopgoldgroup.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T Euro Health.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, the new White House line prices are actually down, and there's no crisis at the border. By next week, water will be dry.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back. The Art Lewis Show on this Tuesday morning. It's already the 25th. It is 25th of October already. Back to the phones. Kevin is in Frankenmuth. Kevin, good morning.
Beautiful day this morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, absolutely.
Hey, just a couple quick comments. I just want to tell Scott I appreciate most of what he calls in to say. He's a tenacious backer of conservatism, and I can appreciate most of what he says, and we need more people like him. I just wanted to let him know that. As far as Carl, that's a slippery slope. The whole take this for life. You could say that about taking your kids to McDonald's or pizza night or anything for that matter. And that is a slippery slope. And I can sort of see where he's coming from, but these are definitely not vaccines in the sense that they stop this disease, whether they lighten it or make it better or whatever the case today. And you can take that publication for what it's worth, but they go in there and list the symptoms of what folks that are fully vaxxed and boosted, partially vaxxed, not vaxxed at all, and you know what? They all pretty much sound like cold symptoms. If we're going to keep going down this road and not paying attention to what some of our other industrialized or enlightened countries around the world have done with some of this in certain age groups, we're really missing some critical information here on what some other places are doing with this so-called shot or vaccine, and the numbers definitely prove it with parents and what they're doing with their children in the 5 to 12 to 17-year-old age group. They don't want their kids anywhere near this shot. The numbers are, last I checked, under 10%.
Yeah, that's true. But here's, I caution you about one thing. That's the surveys that show, for example, what the symptoms are given certain vaccine stages. There are all kinds of surveys out there, and they're all different. You can look at you can look at.
I mean,
yeah, I know, but there's doctors on one side, and there's doctors on one side, and there's doctors on the other side.
Usually that's not an MLive thing to put something on there that's going to be negative against the state-sponsored injection of this shot. I mean, I don't think MLive is a very hit piece as far as government shots.
No,
I don't think
I understand that, but that's one survey that they reported on. All I'm suggesting to you is there've been other surveys don't agree with it. So,
I understand that too.
Matt, and that's all I'm saying. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. And I can also say from where I come from and my small circle of people, we had questions and reservations about this from the beginning. And some people, maybe Scott is included in that, have been vilified because we thought a certain way from the beginning and we wanted time to play out. And a lot of those things that we thought were funny or hokey about this, in our light, in our views, have actually come to be played out as true.
Yeah.
It's not a disease killing vaccine. It's not as what it's been. We've seen that over time, that they want you to keep taking something because it's this year's rendition of this. And in our eyes, we thought that right from the get-go. These people are going to have to line up every year and get this.
Yeah. So what do you think about the flu vaccine?
It's the same thing. The flu vaccine isn't a vaccine because it doesn't eradicate the flu. It's a shot.
Well, that's not true. It eradicates certain strains of it. And the question is, do they get the right strains every year? And that's a crapshoot.
A flu shot every year. If that's the bandwagon you are riding, Art,
yep,
you are on that bandwagon.
That is the bandwagon I'm riding, and I've not had flu, and I've not had flu ever since I started it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
As far as, and I just want to add one thing real quick about abortion. I pray that Christians can come to their faith and what they're taught to believe in as faith. Killing is evil, no matter what degree it's taken. Abortion at best should be safe and rare, like our leaders used to tell us it was.
Yep.
To flippantly use abortion as a form of birth control and allowing these babies, these human babies, to be born and labeled for the mother to determine at that time whether they want to keep this precious child's life going is disgusting.
Well, you and I agree. You and I agree on that. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye now. We go to Midland now, and Jim is in Midland. Jim, good morning to you. Morning, Jim. Morning. I can indeed.
Oh, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I love your show.
Thank you.
First-time caller. So you about the vaccinations you were talking about before.
Yep.
You made the comment that the distinction that abortion child kills, obviously, and I'm against abortion generally. But with the vaccines, it could kill. I just want to point out that we make decisions all the time based on what we never have enough information to determine the outcome of the shit we do. So
watch your language. Watch your language.
Are you understanding me?
Yeah, watch your language.
I really am sorry.
That's all right.
But we do stuff all the time. We make decisions all the time based on probabilities, like how much money are we going to spend in safety for cars, or how much money are we going to spend on this? We make decisions all the time based on probabilities and what could happen, because that's like the nature of reality.
Well, let me point something out to you. Let me point something out to you. When it comes to your automobile, you don't make those decisions. The manufacturers make those decisions for you.
Decision about buying it.
Well, you make the decision about buying the car. Eventually, though, you're going to buy a car that's got those safety features in it. I'll bet your car has seat belts, doesn't it?
Right.
I'll bet your car has airbags. You don't have a choice. Those safety features are built in, and you pay for them, whether you like it or not.
I'm in favor of that.
Yeah,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Yeah, all right. Good. But I'm just pointing out that's not a choice thing.
Right, I understand. Okay, I agree with the vaccinations. So first of all, we have a long history of requiring vaccinations, at least in a certain sense, where the government imposes control. Like to get my kids into public school, they have to be vaccinated. I think.
True.
So the only caveat to that is that the polio vaccinations and stuff, we've been using those for years, so we have a good handle on what stuff are. But this recent pandemic thing, they rushed this vaccine out, and there's a lot of uncertainty about side effects and stuff, and I understand that. But that doesn't entirely mitigate the idea that the government maybe has some obligation to force people to vaccinate.
Let's be honest about it too. Pandemics are unique, and responses to them.
First one?
No, that last one was 1918.
No, we're going to see many more of these.
We might.
Look at this virus.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. There's a difference between a virus that may be prevalent and a pandemic. Pandemics are few and far between, but there are lots of other illnesses that.
Well, first of all, how do you know that pandemics are few and far between? Based on historical evidence over many centuries, the world is not the same now. We are traveling all the time. We're interacting all the time.
You can only learn from history.
We're also doing research to alter the genetics of viruses.
Yep, that's true, but that doesn't mean there's going to be a pandemic tomorrow because of it.
No, my point is that's really my whole point of this call here is there's so much uncertainty about these things.
Well,
and I just wish people would be calmed down. Sorry about my language.
No, it's all right.
I just wish people would calm down and kind of look at things like, we don't know. Maybe this might harm you, but, we got to try. Do something.
Well, that's where we are with it. All right. Jim, I appreciate the call. Thank you, friend. Take care. Bye-bye now. Right. A 401k can be an important asset for many American retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years, even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203 or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
Hometown feel and big-time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel, this is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Friendly.
Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
At Consumers Energy, we're harnessing the power of the sun to create a cleaner energy future for Michigan. By 2040, solar energy will provide most of the electricity we deliver to our customers. That's good for the planet and your pocketbook. But we can't get there without your help. We're searching for large parcels of land in Michigan to build solar power plants. If you have a site for us to consider, visit consumersenergy.com/MISolar to learn more.
Research shows listeners prefer a personalized experience. So to help you remember, Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. They personalize this ad for Amber, who really misses boy bands from the 90s.
Hey girl, I'm the cute one, here to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I'm the heartthrob. The only thing I love more than you is saving. And I'm the other boy in the band everyone forgot about.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Aw, honey, I can't believe you gave me toe fungus.
I was so embarrassed. I gave my wife toe fungus for the third time. Even after all the treatments I tried, all the money I spent, now my family was also dealing with this nasty problem. My doctor then told me that toe fungus is not just a cosmetic problem and that it can spread and get worse. He introduced me to a new and different routine that flushes out even the most difficult cases of fungus. It's called Crystal Flush. After just 3 minutes each day, my toes were looking better and better until the fungus was completely gone. Just imagine finally winning the battle against yellow, crumbly toes and being able to go to the pool or beach in total confidence. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-675-9431. 800-675-9431. Try it now risk-free. Call now, 800-675-9431, or visit crystalflush.com.
Hi, I'm Lisa Booth for Bishop Gold Group. Are you worried about your financial future as retirement gets closer? All over the country, soon-to-be retirees are fearing for their financial future as markets remain volatile. Bishop Gold Group helps you invest in gold and gold IRAs to protect your wealth and retirement during times of high inflation and wild swings in the market. Secure your future today. Contact Bishop Gold Group by dialing pound 250 from a mobile phone and say the keyword Bishop Gold, or visit bishopgoldgroup.com.
From the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
And we return here on the Art Lewis Show during our open phone hour. Sean is in Bay City. Sean, good morning.
Hey, good morning, and thank you.
Sure. Go ahead.
See, China's got all them coal plants opening up over there and stuff like that. And
yeah,
listen to some research on that. I'm just glad that we spent trillions on that climate big deal that Joe said, the biggest one ever, and it was immediately wiped out by China.
Yep, that's always been a problem. We do everything we can do, and other countries kind of thumb their nose.
Well, it's not so much that. It's for everybody out there that thinks you're just fools. You got to think this stuff out long game. We just spent trillions of dollars on nothing. Trillions of dollars. You can't have that.
Oh, wait, they said it was the Inflation Reduction Act. Didn't it reduce inflation? Oh, I guess not.
Oh, God, yeah. Inflation's going down great.
Yeah.
It's really awesome, but we can't spend trillions of bucks and not get anything for it. You just mortgage your great-grandkids stuff away.
Oh, absolutely. That's been going on a long time.
Two, if you don't, anybody that doesn't understand, first and foremost, I'm not against vaccines, against polio, things like that. We can see they work. They stop, they stop things. It's obvious. But as far as the pandemic is concerned, look, it's the cold, man. A few weeks ago, they pick out the three viruses going around. They hope for the best. But that shot, that jab, that Fauci ouchie ain't doing you nothing except making Pfizer and all the other companies billions of dollars every time it comes out.
Well,
so
I'm not going to agree with that. I'm not going to agree with you. I think there's more to that. I think
it works.
I think the vaccines mitigate. Do they cure? Do they end? No, but they mitigate.
Well, is that worth billions of dollars to mitigate? I mean, what percentage? Let's give it a percentage.
Or let's put it this way. Early on, when the pandemic first hit and COVID was killing people, no denying that, the hospitals were full of it.
They were hold on, let's be specific. They were killing people with morbid, things going on. They had,
people were dying because COVID came along. People were dying because COVID came along. Now, whether COVID enhanced their negative medical conditions, yeah, that's possible.
Well,
but
probably would have died too, right, Art?
Well, everybody's going to die. None of us are going to make it out of this alive.
Probably going to die too, right? I mean,
but did COVID accelerate it? Did COVID accelerate it?
Well, yeah, but lots of things can accelerate it.
All right. Well, let's start. Let's end with this.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor, and you're not a doctor. So
Well, I'm not
we're
stupid
talking
either.
we're talking
I
about
don't
what
like
we.
that. That's a bogus argument that
No,
you're not
it's
a
not.
doctor. I'm not an idiot.
Well,
I can
just a
read
minute.
too. What, doctors are smarter than me?
You can read what?
No.
What do you read?
I can read the same book they read, Art. I can
Yeah,
read
well-
the same information they read. It doesn't mean that I'm an idiot.
I didn't
Now,
say
I'm not
you were
saying
an
I'm a
idiot.
doctor.
I didn't say you were an idiot. I just said you don't have the medical training, and neither do I. So all I can do is offer an opinion.
Well, you know what? There's lots of things, but I learn about it, I read it, and then I
Yeah.
do it. Kind of like this floor I'm standing on. I never
Yeah,
put a
well,
floor down before.
guess what?
You know what? But gosh darn it, I did it, didn't I?
Yeah, some things are easy to do that way. Other things, there are conflicting
No,
opinions.
They're all the same, Art. You
Okay.
just learn, you read.
All
it.
right.
Just because somebody's a doctor doesn't mean they
Yeah,
get
just-
control of my decisions and they're almighty and they know everything. I mean, right? That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Now, I'm
good.
not saying doctors are stupid, but anybody that gets that shot and thinks that they're doing something, you're just patting the pockets of Pfizer. That's all you're doing.
See, that's your opinion.
No, that's not my opinion.
No, that's your opinion.
No, that's a fact.
Okay, Sean, then we will leave it with.
Before I go,
We will leave
are
it with
you
your.
a rhino?
We'll leave
Are
it
you
with.
a rhino? Are you a Republican in name only?
I'm not a
know.
Republican
'Cause
or
it
a
seems like it.
I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I look at each issue and decide on the issue the way I view it. I don't look at it through rose-colored glasses from either side.
Well, no, and I think that's a great thing. I would agree with you on that. You
Well,
should
that's
be that
me.
way.
That's the way I am. I've always
Well,
been
then
that way.
think a little bit. I mean, you see what's going on.
In other words, see it your way.
No, not my way. It's obvious. It's right
Okay,
in
it's
front of
obvious
us,
in front of you.
everybody.
All right. We're going to go round and round with it. But I appreciate your opinion as always, Sean.
No problem.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
You too, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye now. And we will take a break and come back. Gene will be next in Bay City.
I'm Jacob Hilliker, Bay County Road Commissioner. I believe we deserve more local road funding for the amount of taxes we pay downstate. We all know working people in Bay County have always had to shout a little louder to be heard in Lansing. That's why I'm here. I'm a proud union member, business owner, and I operate a small farm. I don't have time for the national partisan nonsense of the week. I'm here to do a job. Vote Hilliker. Paid for by Jacob Hilliker for Bay County.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. It's literally all we've done for 15 years. Whether you need to feed a meeting or the whole company, we're here to make sure the food is professionally delivered, on time, as ordered, and all within your budget. No wonder we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. Food for work is what we do, and no one knows it better. Order 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit.
Mornings were made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis or RA. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a pill for adults with moderate to severe RA when tumor necrosis factor blockers did not work well or could not be tolerated. Xeljanz can help relieve joint pain, swelling, and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Don't start if you have one. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers including lymphoma and lung, blood clots, serious heart-related events, tears in the stomach or intestines, and allergic reactions have happened. People 50 and older with heart disease risk factors have an increased risk. Your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, are prone to infections, or have ever had a heart attack, stroke, clot, or other heart problems, or swelling of lips, tongue, throat, or hives. Ask your doctor about prescription Xeljanz. Visit Xeljanz.com or call 1-844-XELJANZ.
I'm your man, Steve Harvey, and I got some great news. Listen to me, for real. This is your last chance to win $7,000 a week for life from Publishers Clearinghouse. But you got to be in it to win it. Enter now at PCH.com. October 31st, the prize patrol could be at your house. Hurry, enter now at PCH.com. Don't miss your last chance to win $7,000 a week for life. Come on now. Enter at PCH.com.
No purchase necessary. Void or prohibited. Entries due 10/28. The WSGW Morning Team.
We're officially welcoming Denise into the newsroom. And Shannon did have one person question the spelling of Denise. DenYse. Most people, I would say, probably would say ISE.
I have had people say, you spell your name wrong. My parents picked my name, and my mom went to have me baptized. The priest wouldn't baptize me unless she changed the spelling of my name, because evidently there's a saint named Saint Dennis. And I found out since then that it doesn't make any difference whether it's an I or a Y, but this guy was just adamant about the fact that she needed to change my name. So she did. It was changed from an I to a Y.
Well, thank you for listening.
Like yeah. A couple of times I've heard people just say, why do you spell your name wrong? Because I can.
Art Lewis is called in.
I wanted to welcome Denise to the family.
The Morning Team. Weekdays 5:30 till 9 on you.
All right, back with you on the waning moments of the Art Lewis Show, and let's get back to our phones. Gene is in Bay City. Gene, good morning.
From time to time, you say time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Well, if you think it goes fast when you're in your 70s, wait until you get into your 80s.
Well, that'll be a couple of months from now, because in February I'll be 80. So you're telling me it's going to go faster?
Well, God bless you. I hope you stay healthy.
Me too.
No, that vaccine thing. My neighbor, 62 years old, and he didn't believe in the vaccine. Now, I'm 82 years old. I'm 20 years older than him. I got the vaccine shot. We both got COVID pretty much at the same time. He was very, very, very sick with a really pounding headache and fever and everything, where I had a very, very mild case. I never got a headache,
Yeah,
case or anything.
This is why I say it mitigates the disease.
Right. But the fact that my age with my health conditions, I truly believe that vaccine saved my life.
And it may have.
That's my personal feelings. I mean, everybody's got free choice, but that is my true experience.
Yeah. And that's why I get the shots. I've had them all. I've had four doses of the COVID vaccine. I get my flu shots every year, and it's my choice. And I do it because I believe in them. Other people don't. That's fine, but I believe in them.
Well, when I was younger with the flu, every single year I got the flu, and then it turned into bronchitis. And then I'd be sick for a month, and I was complaining to my doctor, and he told me get the flu shot. I have not had the flu after getting it every single year.
Yep.
For years.
Me too.
Since I got the flu shot, I have never had the flu again.
Do you get the high dose senior shot?
Yeah.
Yep,
right.
me too.
And one more thing to throw out. Trump said there a few weeks ago, he said, if he runs for president and he becomes president, he's going to pardon all of these, like the Proud Boys and all these different groups. He's going to pardon them. I just wonder what other Republicans think about that.
Some will agree and some won't. I think that's probably the answer. I personally don't, but that's my personal opinion. I don't think Trump. I personally don't think either Trump or Biden will run again. But that's my guess. It's not based on any facts. It's just my opinion.
You're right.
I don't think either of them are going to run again. I think it'll. I think if I was sitting here right now and somebody said, who's going to be running, who's going to end up the two major party candidates, I would probably say DeSantis and Newsom right now as it sits. But who knows? Politics is a strange thing. I mean, it changes with the wind.
Well, it's a scary world right now.
Yes, it is.
Everything going on in between health and
finances and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but God bless you and stay
Thanks,
healthy.
Gene. You
and
too.
Thanks for listening.
You bet. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
And probably our last caller, Vernon in Midland. Vernon, good morning.
God bless you for the patience that you have.
I enjoy it.
It's amazing. Everybody's got an opinion, and that's great. That's what we need. I think what we really need to remember is our Declaration of Independence starts with we the people, not I the person. We the people, if we thought more about others than ourselves, I think we would have a better political outcome. Is our system perfect? No. Is it the best I've ever seen around the world? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you and I are on the same page.
It is a government, which means it ebbs and flows. It happens. Good with the bad. But we stay the same.
Yeah.
We're still the bastion of democracy, which I don't like to hear that because I don't put us on a pedestal to say, hey, we're the best in the world. I say, hey, we have the best system for us.
Yep, I agree. Now, we're not without faults. We do something different than other countries, though. We talk about our faults. We report on our faults.
Yeah, we don't hide our dirty laundry as much as we would like. And I'll close with this, Art. I'm a gun owner. I'm a military guy, ex-law enforcement.
Thanks for your service.
And it was my pleasure. My pleasure.
All
I'm
right.
all for gun control and magazine control. As soon as they start controlling automobiles, they can go. Because last I checked, automobies kill more people than
Yeah, that's right.
All
right.
And driving laws don't stop drunk drivers.
Vernon, I got to interrupt because I'm out of time here, but we'll talk again. Call again. Appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. Bye-bye now.
Spirit fans, it's the first game of this year's I-75 Cup Challenge, Wednesday, October 26th, as your Saginaw Spirit host Event Center. Puck will drop at 7:05 p.m. Don't miss a minute of the action. You can get your tickets online at SaginawSpirit.com or go in person at the Saginaw Spirit office on State Street. Check out all the new merchandise for the new season while you're there. Let's bring the I-75 Cup back to Saginaw. Game on, Spirit fans.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout. Here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 6.99% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money with a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 6.99% APR to 21.49% APR and include a 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offer. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Dr. Travis Stork here to tell you about a great pain reliever called Salon Pass Pain Relieving Patches. Salon Pass is pain medicine in a patch. You stick it right on sore muscles for up to 8 hours. Clinical research has shown that people that used Salon Pass reported less pain with improvement in mood, sleep, and the ability to work. Safe, effective relief is one peel in place away. Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
Michigan football is on WSGW.
He's got a hole. One man
man to beat. He cuts inside. He's in the clear. Touchdown, Donovan Edwards. Inside handoff, Corum, big hole. He's in the clear, John, to the 30. Can he win the race to the end zone? He can.
How about that? All right. After pummeling Penn State, the Michigan Wolverines remain undefeated and keep getting better by the week. But next up, in-state rival Michigan State will try to play spoiler when the Spartans invade the Big House under the lights on Saturday, October 29th. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Zimomatic Irrigation Solutions, Schaefer and Beerline, Ram Truck and Frankenmuth, Lingle Equipment Company, Wolf Files, Ace Hardware in Saginaw, and North Bloomfield Properties. It's number 4 Michigan versus Saturday night, October 29th at 6:30 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW.
All right, that's going to do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. We will take time out for the news from CBS and the local report with Michael Percha. And then we will be back with Focus. We'll focus on Peace Lutheran Church when we return.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Steve Kathan. A new court hearing in Russia for Brittany Griner, but little has changed for the American basketball star. Her appeal of a 9-year prison sentence was rejected. Elizabeth Rood is a U.S. Embassy official in Moscow.
Today was another sad day for the rule of law in the Russian Federation.
I'm Stephen Portnoy in Washington. The White House calls the Russian appeals court move another sham judicial proceeding. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says in a statement that Brittany Griner continues to be held under intolerable circumstances. There's been no indication from aides to President Biden that the Russians are seriously considering the prisoner swap here to see Griner and retired Marine Paul Whelan returned home.
2 weeks before Election Day, a key U.S. Senate race is going down to the wire. CBS News Deputy Director of Surveys Jennifer DePinto has the latest battleground tracker information.
The Senate race in Pennsylvania has narrowed. Democrat John Fetterman has a 2-point edge over Republican Mehmet Oz. Fetterman led Oz by 5 points last month. What we're seeing is Republicans consolidating their support behind Oz.
Adidas says it's ended its partnership with Kanye West over his anti-Semitic remarks in recent weeks. Full and dangerous. Teresa Drenick is with the Anti-Defamation League.
He is normalizing anti-Semitism at a time when anti-Semitic acts and hate crimes are already at historic levels.
And a completed documentary about the entertainer has been shelved by its producers. In Great Britain, there's a new prime minister.
I'm Vicky Barker in London.
Trust is earned, and I will earn yours.
42-year-old Rishi Sunak is Britain's youngest prime minister in 200 years. He's the first prime minister of color, also its third prime months. Popular as the finance minister who handed out aid during the pandemic, Sunak is now warning that tough decisions lie ahead, with inflation here at a 40-year high.
Well, here at home, health officials are worried about a possible spike in COVID, flu, and RSV cases as winter closes in. White House COVID coordinator Dr. Ashish Jha says the key is keeping people from getting seriously ill.
We have flu shots that keep people out of the hospital. We have COVID shots. We have a brand new COVID shot that is formulated against the virus that's out there right now. That will keep people out of the hospital, prevent people from getting seriously ill.
Former Obama Defense Secretary Ash Carter has died of a heart attack. He was 68. Military combat jobs to women. Right now on Wall Street, the Dow is up 175 points. The S&P is up 37. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner, you can save a ton of money on a custom-designed building made by General Steel. Just call 888-74-STEEL and get a quote today.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, an affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lung. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Sherman, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll super mega for your backside. Shake it pretty, do the Charmin slide. Super mega make you feel alright. Everybody do the Charmin slide. It gets everybody going. These booties clean and totally glowing. Shake your booty, do the Charmin slide. Change your roll less, go with pride.
Charmin Super Mega Roll is longer lasting, so you can change the roll less often. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 64 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Birchup. No one was injured in 3 structure fires in Pinconning last night. The Township Fire Department was called in to battle the fires in the 500 block of Mercer and the 100 block of Van Etten Streets. The initial fire at Mercer spread to a neighboring home. Mutual aid from nearby Bangor Township, Auburn Williams, Beaver, Cacolin, Monitor, and Mount Forest Townships were called to assist. One of the structures was a total loss, while the other 2 are salvageable, according to City Manager Becky Lakin. Police are investigating both incidents as arson. A Mount Pleasant man was seriously injured Sunday morning in Emmett County after losing control of his vehicle. 32-year-old Jacob Malley lost control of the Ford Mustang on M119 and crashed in Bear Creek Township. The vehicle left the road, hit a utility pole, and rolled over. Police are investigating the crash, and Malley remains hospitalized. Volunteer potters will sell handcrafted items in East Tawas on this Saturday in support of a local food pantry. The Empty Bowls event raises money to fight hunger. Made for sale or bid on silent auction items at the Tawas Bay Art Gallery at 302 Newman Street. Local restaurants are supporting the event by donating a free bowl of soup to anyone who purchases a bowl or cup or who wins an auction item. Coupons for soup will be redeemable at the Boathouse, Barnacle Bills, Big Boy, and G's Pizza in Tawas. Last year, the Empty Bowls event donated $3,280 and provided approximately 82 families with groceries so they could prepare a Thanksgiving dinner. Auction times are available for preview at the gallery throughout the week. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
This urgent energy update comes to you from Suntech Wind and Solar of Standish. The major Michigan utilities have announced the closings of their remaining coal plants. This will result in more power outages. Generators are a costly short-term solution. Suntech has your long-term solar solution.
Let Suntech Wind and Solar show you how a backup battery system can give you true energy independence. Call 989-737-4078 today. Don't get caught in the dark ever again. Suntech Wind and Solar, power that never stops.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
WSGW News Time, 11:01. Coming up next, the Michigan Department of Corrections is replacing the warden at Macomb Correctional Facility and banning him from prison property pending internal investigations, according to an official. George Stevenson has been barred from entering the prison but has not been fired. His removal on October 18th came the same day one prisoner was killed and another injured in related incidents at the prison. Both of those incidents are currently under investigation internally and by the Michigan State Police. Ford is providing updates with its most important Escape SUV. Here's Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert.
Ford's aiming to make the Escape more competitive with segment leaders like the Honda CR-V and the Toyota RAV4. The styling is more European, says marketing manager Adrian Zaski. They've upgraded the technology, targeting buyers who aren't all that interested in taking a sport utility off-road.
With Bronco Sport launching a couple years ago, that really freed us up on Escape to target a new customer set than what we have before.
There will be hybrid and plug-in hybrid versions of the new Escape, as well as a new sportier ST version. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
The second and final gubernatorial debate is scheduled for tonight at Oakland University. Governor Gretchen Whitmer and challenger Tudor Dixon will answer questions for an hour. The debate comes 2 weeks before Election Day, although thousands of voters have already cast absentee ballots. The statewide crackdown on gun violence has led to 171 illegal guns coming off the streets since the start of September. State officials say that law enforcement officers have checked in with nearly 1,300 felony offenders since the launch of Operation Safe Neighborhoods, resulting in 182 arrests and the seizure of the illegal guns, as well as illegal ammunition. Authorities have not released many details about the recent arrests or the gun seizures, including where they happened or the names of those involved. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today. We'll see high into the mid-70s. Winds out of the south around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And for tonight, a chance for rain showers here late, cloudy and a low near 55. Wednesday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy skies, temperatures climb early, then slowly fall throughout the day. Then by Thursday, mostly sunny sky conditions, a high around 51. Friday, partial sunshine develops, high 56 degrees. Saturday, mostly sunny and a high of 59. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vujcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 63.
Now, it's time to focus as presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a very pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW, sponsored by RoofMax, the safe, proven, easy, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out more about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com or call Ben 989-859-6751. RoofMax, spelled with 2 X's. Today we're going to learn about the relationship of the church and Halloween, and also an event put on by a church. In specific terms, it's Peace Lutheran Church. And with us this morning, we welcome to the program the lead pastor. We say good morning to Pastor Eric Schmidt. Reverend, good morning.
Good morning, Art. It's great to be with you again.
Glad to have you with us. He loves to be called Pastor Eric, so that is what we're going to call him this morning. So, Pastor, let me ask you this. Is there a religious relationship between the church and Halloween?
Yeah, there is. It actually dates all the way back to the the 2nd century, believe it or not, to the 100s, when the church started celebrating All Saints' Day, when we celebrated believers, the Christians who had died in the faith and gone to heaven. There was one day that churches picked to celebrate them all. And in Jewish culture, as you know real well, the holiday starts at sundown the night before. And so All Saints' Day celebrations began on All Hallows Eve, on Holy Night, the night before All Saints' Day. And so that date, Halloween, All Hallows Eve, actually started in the church almost 2,000 years ago.
So what happened? Here's why I asked that question. I mean, it starts out as a religious holiday to celebrate certain people. How did we get Halloween to where it is today?
Yeah, so a funny turn around like 600 in celebrating the saints on 703. The Pope set October 31st and November 1st as the date for All Saints Day, and part of the celebration the night before was to celebrate Christ's victory over death, and so Christians started dressing up and mocking the devil and kind of playing out this victory of God over the devil. And that's actually where that whole picturing the devil with horns and pitchforks and looking really ridiculous, because it was mocking his greatest sin of pride. And so that whole dressing up and partying and mocking thing was part of the celebration. And then over the years, like anything, more common and more playful. But it's really, believe it or not all that different from how it was back in the day.
So the history of the Lutheran Church is when? Starts when?
1517, when on All Hallows Eve, Martin Luther nailed a document to the church doors before All Saints Day, when all of the people would come to church and read it, protesting some of the teachings of the only church at that time, the Catholic Church.
Right. So the inclusion of All Saints Day came with the new religion. The new religion accepted that. Is that correct?
Yeah. That was. I mean, it really never went away. It was always a part of that. The idea of making it secular or pagan or whatever, that really didn't even show up until kind of the 8th. And that's where it kind of became what it is today. And you had a bunch of Christians who freaked out about it and made it something that it wasn't. And now you got a whole bunch of confusion today.
You can almost say that about Christmas.
You could definitely say that about Christmas.
It's become a secular holiday.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You know,
So how does the church celebrate, if that's the correct word, All Saints Day?
Yeah. So what's typical in the Lutheran Church, as in the Catholic Church and several other denominations, is on All Saints Day, or the Sunday following All Saints Day, what we do is we read the names of all of those who have died in the last year, and a bell is rung in their honor, in their memory, and we give thanks to God for all the people who've come before us as an example. So that's how All Saints Day is celebrated in the church typically.
But you also celebrate for youngsters, and we will talk about that after the break. We are talking to Pastor Eric from Peace Lutheran Church, and they have a Halloween event, if you will, coming up for the young ones. We'll tell you about that. But first, I want to ask how you slept last night, because, in today's world, we're asked to do more for less. So when you go to bed, and theoretically you spend a third of your life there, you need quality sleep. You can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent, and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature a 1-hour delivery window of your mattress to your home. You don't have to wait around all day. By the way, if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress factory and showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 753-1757.
Some politicians drive me nuts. It's like the rules just don't apply to them.
Uh-oh, what now?
It's that Kristen McDonald rivet.
Is she one of those politicians who just spends and spends, making inflation worse?
Yes, but it's even worse with herself a pay raise on her taxpayer-funded salary.
Unbelievable.
And she was hiking her own pay while raising rates and fees for people like us.
We already can't pay our bills, and she's just making it worse. Only politicians like Kristen McDonald Rivet can get away with a scheme like that.
Worst part is, now she wants a promotion. She's running for state senate. Imagine what kind of damage she'd do if we send her to Lansing.
I'd never vote for a politician like Kristen McDonald Rivet.
Higher prices for us, higher salary for her. Say no to Kristen McDonald Rivet.
Paid for with regulated funds by the Senate Republican Campaign Committee. Authorized by Annette.
This fall, world record corn and soybean growers David Hula and Randy Dowdy invite you to join their Total Acre program. Dowdy and Hula will teach you how to get the most out of your acres and maximize your ROI. You'll also join a community of innovative farmers and get access to our powerful software, delivering insights you can't get anywhere else. Become a student of your crops. Visit Total Acre to join the program today.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You have the chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate playing the WSGW Holiday Home Makeover Contest. You enter the contest online at WSGW.com. You choose one of the participating businesses where you would use your $1,000 gift certificate if you're drawn as the random winner. Businesses to choose include Bay Landscaping, Crane's L&M Appliance Center, Designer's Touch Decorating in Freeland, Hartel Heating and Cooling, Begic Nursery and Garden Center, Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, Wolf Isles Ace Hardware, Cluck Nursery, M&R Garage Doors and Openers, A Plus Plumbing, Midland Sand, West Side Decorating Center, Maple Hill Nursery, Roof Max, Reamer Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Delta Door Sale, Credit Union, Morse Clark Furniture. You can enter up to once per day and get bonus entries too. Look for the Holiday Home Makeover Contest box in the upper right-hand corner when you enter online, WSGW.com.
Grissom keeps it himself. Good push by the pile. He's in. Touchdown, Saginaw Valley.
SVSU won a nail-biter at Wayne State, making it back-to-back victories. Now the Cardinals return home to take on Davenport on Family at 1:30 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW. SVSU football is brought to you by Westside Decorating Center, Jagan Nathan Neurosurgery, A Plus Plumbing, Forward Energy, and Mercantile Bank.
Saginaw Valley State University football on WSGW. The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you here on Focus as we continue our conversation with Pastor Eric from Peace Lutheran Church. So we talked about the holiday in relation to the church. Let's talk about the relationship to youngsters and how the church is serving that.
Yeah, the biggest thing about Halloween is it's fun. The celebration of All Saints Day is the celebration that we have hope in this world that is sometimes hard to find hope. And we celebrate Jesus' victory over death. And we want everybody to recognize that there is hope in this world and that God's love is for all people. And so to have a celebration where we just have fun is perfectly fine, perfectly great. God instituted a lot of those celebrations back in the Hebrew Bible. And so we treat Halloween as just this celebration where, yes, we do kind of the classic American thing where we let the kids dress up and we pass out candy and we just have fun together.
Do you have a special event to do that?
We do. We've got a trunk or treat, and I know treats these days, and that's fine. But at Peace, we're a big church. We like to do things big. We've got a big footprint in the community. We've got 2 campuses. And on our Lawndale campus, where our school is, on this Thursday, from 6 to 8 p.m. in the parking lot at 3161 Lawndale Road, we're going to have a trunk or treat that is open to the whole community. It's completely free. You just show up with your kids or your grandkids in costume, and we're going to give them candy, and we're going to have a lot of fun together.
So let me ask Eric about the school. How well is it doing?
Our school is doing, we initially shut down with the pandemic back when it first happened, but then we were in school in person all of 2020 and 2021, and we're in school now in person. And our school is flourishing, especially our early childhood. We've got care from infants all the way up through 8th grade, and we've got great families, amazing students, and amazing staff, and it's just a great place to.
And I do have to ask, because of all the stories we hear about religion seeming to wane in this country, how is the church doing?
You know, the church is doing really well too, at least for us. I know I've heard a lot of stories about other churches that aren't doing well. Peace has been very blessed. We have a strong online presence, a strong online ministry. We've got people from across the state and in other states and even in some other parts of the world who are watching us, and not just online through comments and emails and things like that. Our attendance in person dropped with the pandemic, and it's just starting to creep back up, but our online attendance has exploded. What we're seeing is that people are looking for hope. They're looking for a positive message right now when everybody is screaming at everybody else, and that's something that you can find in the church, is an encouraging, positive message. We're going to hold ourselves accountable, but we like to say, you come as you are.
Is that the way of the future of religion in this country, where we're going to see more and more online and less in the bricks and mortar?
You know, I think it could go either way. I think we're kind of in this therapeutic culture where we just want to feel better about ourselves, and we've made everything so convenient right now. You could just sit on your couch and watch church and order food in, and that's great. But I think what we're starting to that human contact.
Yep.
So I don't think you're ever gonna get away fully from brick and mortar, because we need to be with each other.
So let's conclude this way. We know you're going to have your trunk or treat event. That's going to be when, by the way?
This Thursday, the 27th, from 6 to 8 p.m.
And that's going to be at the Lawndale campus where the school is.
Yep.
What do you, if I said to you, Eric, Pastor, tell people why they should belong to a church. I'm not even going to suggest which church. A church. What do you say to them?
You know, I think we all want a place to belong. And a church is a place where you can go and know that you are not alone in the struggles that you have. A church is a place where you can admit that I'm not okay, and that's okay, because I'm just trying to be the best person I can be with God's help and with the help of the people around me. And a church is a place where you have the double blessing, not only of having a family around you that can be there for you, but you also have the blessing of being able to be there for others. And we are blessed so much when we are able to serve and help. It provides that, and it gives it gives God's truth, which is an objective truth that has never changed. In thousands of years, that same message that there is one God has not changed in the church. And we live in a culture where truth is relative. So that's tough.
Well, Pastor, I want to thank you for spending some time with us this morning. As always, it's always great to talk to you. We'll do it again down the road.
Thank you, Art. I greatly appreciate it.
Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye now. Pastor Eric Schmidt, he is the lead pastor at Peace Lutheran Church. We thank you for joining us this morning. We'll be back to close out.
Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on.